You guys should be able to hear me now. Hi, FVG Spotter, I see you. Hello, how are you doing? Well, as we can see, Trump was pretty active this morning, pretty early, um, with his tweets. But that's good that they got some. They're not going to be bombing. That's always good. So we're gonna get into a little bit today. Again, I'm expecting tomorrow to be a little bit more high probability, so I'm not going to be trading on the fundeds. I will do demo. So we did trade up into this higher time frame 4 hour breaker with this gap here. We did trade into it. We didn't completely close it in, but if I take the low end of that, am I on the wrong thing? I feel like I put, oh, it's on the screen. So this is the low end of the breaker right here. And hopefully we want to see a nice reaction from this. Also, if you kind of look at it, I think it's roughly, let me just make sure there's no gap there. It looks like there is, but let me just go make sure that there is not. Because we don't want to have the same thing we have last time. So there is, it's not a suspension block, but there's just a gap up here. So if you take that high to this right there, so we fell just short of 50%. Look how on Wednesday, how we traded up to the lower portion of that. That's what we would want to see, and we end up trading lower. So awesome, yeah, that's nice. Okay, so we just fell short of that, and I think I deleted the thing I wanted. So here's the low end of the breaker block, as we can see here. We have high, low, higher, high, breaks down with the gap right here. Extend out in time, we hit that. So we should look to see price trade a little bit softer. But, we could get consolidation today as well. So got to be very, very cautious of that. But as you can see, we're in consolidation right now. It's just trading sideways. So we'll go to a higher time frame. See what we can see at that level. Again, we had this fair value gap here, extend out in time. The bodies are way down there. Kind of goes along with that. We have the previous week's opening range gap there as well. So we traded back up into that. And yeah, so again, higher time frame should be looking for lower prices. We should be looking for on the 6 month. You're not going to really see it on this one. Let's go to the continuous one. You'll probably see it there. So if we go to the continuous one here, here's the 6 month open. If you go to like the daily chart, notice how we have like a low resistant liquidity signature there with these lows. So this low is lower than these lows. So we should see some speed and want to see price reach down there. Now we did trade up into this order block with this gap here. This is on the continuous chart. And if we go to the daily chart on the regular one, we trade up into a volume imbalance there as well. We hit the low end of this order block. Remember, the wicks are also gaps. So we trade up into that on Monday. And then we'll see if we can get a little bit of softer price action. I know we have news on Tuesday, so that will be, which is tomorrow, so it'll be a little bit better trading conditions in my opinion. But again, anything can happen. Friday, remember the trade that we took here on Friday. Here, traded down. It ultimately did trade down to the low that we're looking for here. Oh, sorry, that's not even it. No, it was that. Tripping. This low here, because I took it off there. This low was the last week's low, which would be the target, and as you see, we traded down there. So it's pretty nice to see what we're looking for start to finally pan out. I think it's just like it's being held a lot, and I understand with the war and all that stuff, but it's like really, really being held. And it makes it a little bit harder to trade with continuation patterns because it keeps coming back up. But yeah, so that's the thought process for today. We'll see if we can take out sell side. This is a low resistance liquidity signature there as well. And I just want to make sure we get that on ES as well. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. So a 4-hour breaker. It's a sell sign. So we'll see if that's what we get today. How was everyone's weekend? I'll do anything cool. Anything fun. I think it's a little bit dark in here. The issue is I have the blinds down a little bit, so then when I roll up the blinds and the sun gets too bright, then this makes this all jacked up. So we'll see. See what we get here. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm assuming you can. But if it needs to be a little bit louder, I can make it a little bit louder. But I think it's all the way up. I don't think I can even do anything to it. So we've traded up to a premium market and then have shown some initial reaction down, but it's kind of consolidating after this move. This was all, in my opinion, a smoke screen. Also, it would take out a lot of people that would be trying to trade their stop loss up, especially below this. Because I was trying to say yesterday, if Friday, we, honestly, like, I wasn't expecting all of this on Friday, and just being honest with you, with the way that this was all left, but again, was looking higher time frame for it to trade lower. So if I would have, like, sounds good, okay, perfect. If I were to see price do this and say I took a loss, I would have just come back at 12. And if you look at 12, it sets up another leg lower. So that's just what I would have done if I would have taken a loss in the morning and say I really, let's say I really think it's going to go lower. I think it was just manipulation trading up higher to wipe this out. I would have traded at 12. Again, as you see, that's what we get with the higher time frame. But we came up and cleaned out these highs right here, which were too clean. And notice how we did that with speed. And we also did that with no news. We did with speed and we did with no news. So that's also yeah. So I was looking over there. But yeah, so we're gonna see if we're gonna trade a little bit lower today. The market officially opens in about 30 seconds. So we shall see. Okay, everything on my end looks pretty good. The stream, but hopefully it doesn't drop. So right now we're gonna go to intraday ranges. So again, today could be another day where we just, whereas not a lot is expected, but it still does it. Today could be that. So right now we're tapping back into the regular trading hours opening price. We've hit that. We're like in that right now. So again, could be looking for this clear sell side right here. But we'll see what happens here, right? Midnight opening price would also be in a premium market. In relation to that, midnight opening price is down here. It is right here. this candle. It's like a doji candle. But yeah, just got to be a little bit patient here. I mean, higher time frame, I am thinking lower. So if I wasn't getting that signature, again, I just wait for 12. I'm not actually very interested in today. So I'm not going to wait for 12. But if I wasn't seeing anything, it just kept running higher and higher and higher and higher, well, I'll just wait till that time. And we should see continuation lower, because that's what I believe the higher time frame is telling us or indicating. It's just lower prices. The high could form at 10, but 2 more hours. I don't need to get the high. I just want to get in sync with the higher time frame. Again, you can see not really much from the opening. Look how we're just, if I go to a regular trading hours, we have a premium opening gap, but look how we really don't have much. We should up inside of this gap again. So we're up inside of that right now. But notice how it's not as animated right now. Right? We could just get like slow, choppy price action, and that's why I'm not willing to risk live money today. Because I don't think that it makes sense to. But we can still practice. But nothing of importance for me today. Where's the I don't know. I was looking for, oh, here it is. The duster. I'm telling you, this room, for whatever reason, it be getting very dusty with the AC and stuff. But it's all good. So I ended up going to the juniors game yesterday. I think their final score was like 40 something or it was like 40 something to 6 maybe. I left and it was like 22-0. Like it was bad. So I just dipped. But yeah. Again, look, slow morning. Very, very slow morning. So we just kind of have to wait. Look on the 1 minute chart. Like this isn't doing anything. It's not running for liquidity. It's not creating gaps. It's just sitting there. So there's like really nothing to do right now. And that's the hard thing with trading. Especially like live streaming. Like that's what I struggle with the most. It's like when I know that there's nothing to do, but I'm like sitting here. You know, that's like the hard part. Because I would look at this right now and be like, I'm good. Because it's not moving. Like, I just don't want to trade just because I can. I want to trade when it's moving. I want to trade when it's showing signs that it wants to get to a direction quickly. But also, learning in these environments is good. And sitting here and knowing when there's really nothing to do. That's why you don't even see me on the 1 minute chart. Like, we can sit here and watch this, but like, this is nothing. We want to see price moves like this. But there was nothing to indicate that this was coming other than Trump tweeting. But you can't see that. So we just chill. Oh, what'd you guys think of the vlog? For those of you who watched it. I have part 2 coming soon. I think it'll be out next week. Part 2 will be out next week. And then y'all will see. And we'll see where the kid is at. Got some nice footage though. I'm just laughing because like the market is very, very low probability. But if you notice this wick, look how the bodies are respected at the 50% level. So this wick, it's a gap extended out in time. Probably is a fair value gap there. Yeah. Notice how we also have this fair value gap here. Extend out in time. Even the 1 minute chart will find something. On the 1 minute chart, you can see this gap at the turn. ICT has talked about this. When you see a turning point, that's not going to be helpful. When you see a orange, let's make it a little bit thicker. A turning point, you see a fair value gap at the top end or the high end of it, or if it's in a low at the bottom end of it. That's a very key fair value gap. As you see, we turn in here. And also think about the time element too with macros. All right, the macro time would be 50 to 9:10. Notice that's where we create the turning point within. So this is nothing I'd ever take, but I just want to show you that we have the wick on a 15-minute chart, higher time frame. We have a key turning point here. There's a swing high. That's a turtle soup there. Trades lower. We have this fair value gap on the 1 minute chart that couples up with the macro time. So again, it's just combining things to help us have a better understanding, but also have more confidence in the trade. So now I did see this right here. Didn't talk about it, but the inverse gap, IFVG there. But again, really no interest in today. Like, I just don't think that it's going to really be doing much. So, we'll see how this works out right here. Also on the 5 minute chart, sorry. We have that gap. We also have this gap too. So, if anything, you'd want to see it hold. It's going to trade lower. That's what you would want. And we're also in a premium market, so these gaps should hold. I mean, after watching this price action, 12 o'clock, but I'm not going to come back on and do 12 o'clock. So I'll stay on till 10. It's just not doing anything. I just don't want to sit here if I know it's not doing anything at all. Tomorrow that will be keyed and locked in. Hopefully it gives us some nice levels to read off of, but like right now, it's just not doing much. And even if I was looking for higher prices, like there's nothing here I would buy. Not a single thing. I wouldn't buy this stop run into that. Wouldn't buy that. At all. Again, remember I was talking about how at the swing points at the low, if you find them, extend them out. There's a swing point, a fair value gap that gets ran through. At the right time, 9:30. You see it holds it, but I think price is going to trade lower. But could do it once. So not a fan that it closed above it, in my opinion. But it's all good. Again, very low probability. Absolutely nothing that you see here interests me. See? See how the sun came? Now it's bright. It's too bright. That's a little bit better now. Interesting. So right now we see this order block hold, this gap there, but we would need to see closure below that, honestly. But ES is looking pretty strong. On the daily chart, again, we traded up into this gap already, hit the low end of this daily order block already, the highest up close candle. We know that wicks are also gaps as well. That's on the 4-hour chart, that's the low end of a breaker that we already hit earlier on, taking stops. Higher time frame to me is bearish. So that's what we're waiting for, but we need to wait for a breakdown. We can't just sell it. Can't just do that. But again, there's little to no interest for me today. It's Monday. No news really at all this week. And Tuesday we have news, so I'd rather wait till then to take a live trade. Personally. And again, if I really, really wanted to find something to do, just to do something today, 12 o'clock, I'd wait. And then I would trade then. And see if something sets up to go lower, not higher. Yeah, we traded up to Friday's midnight opening price already, so we've hit that on both of them. So ES traded down to his regular opening price, and it's kind of made a low there. So that's like where the low of the day is. At it, the bodies on the regular opening hours from Friday, the bodies are being respected there for NQ though. But again, I believe higher time frame, lower. So I'm not interested in anything going higher. I want to see it break down. Because that's what I used to do a lot of on here earlier on, where like I'd be higher time frame bearish. And again, I don't think there's anything wrong with what I'm doing on this. Sorry, make it a little bit brighter here. I don't think there's anything wrong with, if your setup form's here to take it up to let's say the setup form here on a lower time frame, and I take it up here. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's less probability if I know that the higher time frame is going to go down here. So for me, instead of just trying to catch this up here, I'd rather wait for, let's say this is an area I think it's going to go up to. I'd rather wait for that and to see if I can capture this range and let a runner take me down here and take most of it off at specific levels. That's what I'd much rather do now, instead of just being, okay, it's going to be here, and then be done. I'd rather just catch the higher time frame move, because I know it's going to be quicker with speed, and it may fail here because I'm going against the underlying direction, in my opinion. It could fail here and not reach up here, and then like I don't like taking buys and then trying to take a sell. That's just, unless I'm like completely understand like I'm really, really offsides, I don't like doing that in the same day. So I don't know if you guys remember, like 2 weeks ago, there was like I was looking for like Thursday reversal profile, and there was a buy setup there, and it went up to this level, but I was looking for a sell, and we created the high at 10 o'clock, and then we traded lower. It just didn't give me an opportunity to get in, but that's what I was waiting for. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do more of right now, and not just take a trade just because I see the setup happening to the upside if I'm bearish. So but yeah, I'll stay till 10 o'clock. I just don't think really much is going to happen, especially after this. But again, it could surprise me, and it's, you know, I get off and it does whatever, but just very little interest today. I think tomorrow would be better. And yeah, I want to trade when it moves, not just sit here and get chopped up in this. And even if it goes lower, let's say, I don't know, I get off at 10 and it goes here or does something, it trades down there, I'm not upset at all. I'm actually happy because I wouldn't be sitting in this right now. The midnight opening price from Fridays at 24,612. Look how the bodies also respect that too. I find that very interesting. Remember, we took the wick off the 15-minute chart. For the 5-minute chart, there's a gap there with this order block, mean threshold. And then 1-minute chart, we had that swing high with the fair value gap, extend out in time. That's where you get this forming. Also was during a macro. So yeah, like look at the 1-minute chart. Why should I be trying to fight to get in this? It's just not worth it at all. So we'll just stay on a higher time frame, like the 5-minute chart, just because that's where the gap that I saw, I'd stay on there. The 15-minute chart has one, but notice I was also respecting that as well. There's a little gap here in the 15-minute chart, but put the 5-minute there, probably the bodies probably respect that a little bit better. I don't know that they don't, but I'm gonna stick to the 5-minute gap since that's what we're looking at. But again, if this is one thing ICT said, and I think it was in it was one of the ones he did on YouTube. If there's if you're not seeing displacement on a 5-minute chart or a 1-minute chart, sorry, if you're not seeing displacement on a 1-minute chart, you have to wait for the 5-minute or the 15-minute chart to show displacement and credit fair value gap, which we don't see here. We don't even see that yet. So that's why I'm saying it's just not interesting. It's not giving anything right now. And if you're trying to get in this, either you're trying to buy or short, doesn't matter. You're probably very frustrated right now because it's not moving. It is not moving. So on a 5-minute chart, we're not necessarily respecting this gap on a higher time frame. On the 5-minute chart, and we're in a premium market, in my opinion, of the dealing range. So that should be holding, and it's not. That's like my thought process. But right now we're inside the macro. Just go to like a 1-minute chart, just so we can outline that. So we have 950, which is right now, to 1010. Macro time. See, I need to create like a little soundboard thing. When it's the macro time, I hit a button and it just says like macro time or something. Be kind of cool. So again, since 9:30, which is right this candle, we've done nothing. So you know what came up to my mind right now? If any of you guys have ever seen the Pink Panther, you know exactly what scene I'm talking about. I think it's Pink Panther 2. We've done absolutely nothing. And you guys know that scene I'm talking about? If not, I think yeah, it's crazy. It's when it's when some people are being added to the team or something. They're trying to find the Pink Panther. I mean the diamond, and he goes up. He says, "We know nothing. Now you're up to speed." Like that part. I think he was like, "Tell me everything you know." It's like we know nothing. Now you're up to speed. That's pretty much what's happening right now in the market. Nothing. And I used to try to get in these days, and I'd be so mad because not doing anything. You wait all weekend, and it's just not doing anything. But this is expected though, so I'm not frustrated by this. If I was in the market, I'd be frustrated because I know I shouldn't be in it. Even with demo right now, I don't even want to press a button just to try something. Like it's not doing anything. It would need to show some signatures for me to want to do anything. But in since market open, and we've had, that's a lot larger range than I would expect. I mean, it's won almost 160 points, but it's really not doing anything. Like I can't frame anything in this. There's nothing here. I mean, you have the 930 opening price here. Price goes up above it, trades down into it, trades down into it again, trades higher. But like, yeah, no. What am I framing? Again, I wouldn't say I would take this into this. There's a 15-minute order block over here as well. I wouldn't take this. Not at all. So we'll see. I got about 7 minutes. But just let it do what it's gonna do today, in my opinion. And trade on days where it's more likely to move. Let's see. Let's just look at gold real quick. Yeah, let's do gold. I think it's like X. What do they do? X. I don't know. I don't know how they do it. That's not it. We'll use this one, but it's not this. Oh no, it's MG. That should be micro gold. What is it? H? No. I don't know why I can't find it. I'll just type in gold. It's fine. So I don't like that. We'll just do this one. We'll do ANDA just to click on it. So look at 7. All that is a so if you look on the higher time frame, just like where it could be gone. On the monthly chart, we've come up. We have created a high so far right now. In the last 3 quarters, we've kind of gone up a little bit higher there as well. The monthly chart, we have a swing high in 8 days. A swing high would be created. So if this swing high gets created there, we have this gap down here, which occurs at, it's the first week of September. So we could look for price to potentially want to draw down into that. But, not necessarily looking. I mean, this looks all clean, by the way. All this up here looks too clean, in my opinion. but dollar would have to show signs of like SMT, show weakness for it to like really want to draw a little bit higher in terms of gold. But that's just my thought process on that right now. But yeah, just chilling here. Not much happening. And I'd rather like be on here just chilling with you guys and just like not streaming, because I actually do enjoy this regardless if I take a chart or not. It's just fun being with the gang. But yeah, not much happening. So we did hit the rejection block on the 15-minute chart. Remember the same swing high that formed inside that key area. Maybe we fell just short of it. Yeah, we fell just short of it. Remember, that's the same swing high that formed inside of this candle with this 1 minute fair value gap that this formed during the macro time as well. So a lot of overlapping signatures. But you see, today was a great day to listen to what am I about to say? Like wisdom to not trade, because it's not doing anything. It's just nothing. I think it's already kind of done this, and now people are trying to get inside this and trying to figure out which way it wants to go. I don't want to do that. I'm okay with just sitting and waiting. I like everything in my body, like I feel like every muscle hurts, every bone hurts. That's what it feels like. It's because I'm playing on turf. That's like cement turf, in my opinion. So it feels like I'm just cutting on cement, and so like my body's just like, nah, bruv. So, but we're all good. We keep it moving. Keep it moving. We got about a minute, and then we gonna just hop off, because as y'all can see, it ain't doing nothing. I don't think we've seen something like this on ever since I've been streaming, which has been pretty, like almost 3 or 4 months. I don't think we've ever seen anything like this, where it just doesn't. It's not moving. So again, I'm gonna put this here. I'll post this on my story. 12 o'clock. We'll see if anything happens at 12. I'm not gonna take anything, but we just want to notice if anything happens around this time frame. You could literally go 10 to 12, but I'm gonna specifically do 12. So we'll see. About 20 seconds. But yeah, you can see there's really not much happening today, in my opinion. So that's why I don't really feel like sitting on here, and it's not really doing much. So we could get some excitement. I know it's 10 o'clock right now. I'll just talk about this, then I'll hop off. We could get some excitement at 10, because that's a new 4-hour candle now opens. So now we have a lot of range to work within, but I'm not interested. All right, I hope you guys have a great day. I'll post something on my story around 12 to see if we get anything. We'll probably a little after 12, obviously not right at 12, but we'll see if we get anything that would set up something lower, or maybe it even sets up something to go higher. I don't know. I can't predict that, but I would expect it to go lower. But we'll see what we get. But I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you guys for hopping on and watching paint dry. Shout out to you guys. But I will talk to you guys. Oh, I guess it's dropping frames. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace out.